Hey there, everybody. Guest in the West show. We're back here. Let's get all set up. Let's do this. Woo. I'm excited. Juan, it's been a while, my friend. You're doing well, though?
I'm doing great.
I see the BNI's getting some footage there.
BNI is getting a lot of attention. Yes.
Where's my footage, Juan?
Your footage? What do you mean?
Hey, so I think we should do a podcast where we just interview entrepreneurs of Houston.
Sure. I will love that.
There's so many great people doing some wonderful things. Love to be able to promote them.
Okay. All right, Sherman, give me a count, please.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
We're back. We are back.
Looks good. All right. Okay.
Okay, we got it.
Beginning in, let me see, beginning in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Guest in the West show, everybody. Sherman here with Mutual Omaha. Very excited to be with you. One of the things that, Juan, the studio is a little bit different. It's been probably, I think, almost a month and a half that I've been here. For those of you that might have been watching a month or so ago, I shaved my head on a level 1. So almost, I was just one step away from baking it. And here it is, full head of hair. So obviously, you know, it's been quite some time. Casual mode, Juan. I don't know if it's that I can't fit into my clothes or I choose not to put on the 3-piece suit here and handle the Houston humidity. But we're super excited to be in here, folks. I just want to let you know, if you come into the studio, there's a temperature gauge. Let you know we want you coming in safe. And so the studio's been open this entire time to be able to bring you essential information. And one of the great things that Juan and the team has done here is partner up with El Dorado Group down in Mexico. So from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. you can see their stream and their live feed on the nowmediaradio.com. You can listen to it. Also, on that same website, you can watch previous episodes. Like, if you missed the Guest in the West previous episodes, you can go to nowmediaradio.com and check out previous episodes. It rolls Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, or as I heard it recently, Texas time. I like that. And so we're live here Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. Can't believe this is coming on 6 months, everybody. If you can imagine that basically throughout the country, been stay-at-home orders, working from home, an amazing transition and shift here, and want to recognize all those healthcare workers, all those essential individuals that have come to work despite the tough times that we're going through. And so I'm reminded of these particular times to, be a little patient with people. Everybody's adjusting to working from home. Teachers, this week, a big one. I saw that Houston ISD locally, they launched 214,000 students on an online capacity, and boom, the first period, the website went down. But by the second period, I heard most students were able to log back in and get online, and so we're ever more grateful for all those people, not only in the school administration and being able to navigate all these students, whether that's at the elementary school level, all the way to university level, and being able to leverage technology during these times. And so definitely as a parent, I know they're getting a greater appreciation for what teachers go through and the patience that they have and moving students through a curriculum. I heard that there's some students already falling asleep on the first day of school there on the Zoom. It might be too much comfortable of a chair. Want to be able to recognize Monica over at the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, all the work that she's doing in coordinating the various guests that want to be on the Guest in the West show. So if you want to be a guest on the Guest in the West show, you want to reach out to Monica at marketing@hwcoc.org. She'll give you all the details and let you know what's going to be going down and what to anticipate. And so I think a lot of people, when they come on the show, they get a little nervous. They're like, I don't know, I don't want to come to the studio. Well, guess what? We have 3 guests coming in today, all via Skype, so we can Skype you in. So as long as you have a decent internet connection, could put the camera on, so that way you can be a part of the show. We want to be able to have you share your story. Let us know what you're doing, how you're navigating this world of COVID-19 and still driving your business forward. At the same time, want to be able to know how people can get in touch with you as you share your story. And of course, if you're a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, why are you a member? And what are some of the great things? For those of you that are members, as a reminder, you want to go to hwcoc.org. And if you're not a member, go check out the events. We have about anywhere between 4 to 8 every single week. All of them right now are being done digitally, virtual, and you want to be able to register. Some majority actually are at no cost. Some of them are at a cost. If you want to be a sponsor, right? So if you're a business and you want to be able to sponsor the networking after hours, or you want to sponsor a specific, breakfast, or it's brunch and business with Jeffrey, you can be able to do that for really low cost. You want to reach out to Monica at Karina at Corina, C-O-R-I-N-A, at hwcoc.org. Juan already just showed the beautiful face of Jeffrey. So we have a loaded guest list today, so we're excited to be able to share their stories with y'all today. Did you hear that, Juan? I'm basically a Houstonian, man. I just used the word y'all. Didn't know that would come out of my Midwestern mouth. So we're making some history today, everybody. So very excited about what's going on here. Excited to be able to just share with you what's happening. So Jeffrey is a 2-time member of our Houston West Chamber of Commerce. He is also a co-chair for the Ambassadors Group, just doing some fantastic things in being able to serve not only the members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, but also just the overall community. So Jeffrey, welcome back to Guest in the West show. How are you doing? Great to see you. So why don't you introduce yourself to a few people that might not know who you are?
Absolutely. So good morning, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Reichhale. I am the owner of Jelvin's Candy Shop, a charity candy store based here in Houston, Texas. It's an online shop currently. Hopefully someday we'll have a brick and mortar. And I'm also a member on behalf of Magnificent Development and Construction, and we are developers of luxury apartments, retail plazas, and senior living communities in the greater Houston and College Station area.
And that is a fantastic virtual background. I see you got all the logos of what you're representing there.
Yes, sir. So I am a sales and marketing consultant. So I'm from the hospitality industry for 25 years in hotels. I've opened 7 new hotels in my career. So the Wyndham Garden in Long Island City in Queens, New York, which is where I'm from originally. So now I'm a Texan because I've lived here for 4.5 years. So they're one of my clients. The development company is my client. And I'm also working on building other hotel hospitality clients. As you know, the hospitality industry has taken a massive hit during this pandemic, if you will. So
absolutely.
Pretty much everybody's taking a hit if you really look at it.
Yeah. Well, tell us, this is very exciting. Jelvin's Candy Shop. Tell people a little bit about the uniqueness of this model.
Absolutely. So Jelvin's Candy Shop is my passion project. I worked in a candy store when I was in high school, and I've also have volunteered one way or another since my high school days to give back to the community. It's just something that came naturally to me. Nobody ever had to tell me to do it. I just did it. So Jelvins was born out of that. I always wanted my own charity business, and I always wanted my own candy shop. So I combined both those dreams into one dream. So at the end of the day, Jelvins Candy Shop revenues, 60% of our revenues will go to local charities. Now, of course, as we become a nationwide business, we'll give other options, but our two main charities are the AIDS Foundation of Houston and Barrio Dogs.
Oh, wonderful. So as people get involved with you, as they buy different candies, what are they kind of, is this meant to be like, hey, the dollar that I'm going to go to the local theater, or what kind of candy boxes or assortments are there?
Sure, absolutely. So we actually just updated our website. We added a new candy, and we changed our sizes. So we had a half a pound and 1 pound of what we call the combo stack. The combo stack went bye-bye because it just wasn't selling. And you know, as a startup, you find what works and what doesn't work, and you grow with your business and make these changes. So we now offer quarter pound, half a pound, and 1 pound options in clean, pretty white boxes. And I should have had one ready for you, so excuse me. But here you go. It's a simple, clean white box with our logo on it. We do COVID-friendly packaging, so all our candies are loaded into these COVID-friendly bags, sealed, so you can feel comfortable. Now, I am from the hospitality industry, so way before COVID ever happened, and people talked about washing their hands and doing all these things, the hospitality industry has always been that way. So we always wash our hands, always. Into my candy business, if you will.
That's wonderful. What a great way for people to feel like, hey, they're safe in what they're buying. And so a lot of these different boxes, sizes, are meant for kind of giveaways. Is that the idea here?
Yes, so you can either the 1 pound box could be for a gift. You could combine a half a pound, a quarter pound, a 1 pound box. And forgive me for failing to mention, we have our 4 candies that we sell now. We have 3 main candies, which are jelly beans, gummy bears, and M&Ms. And we have a new premium product that we only sell in the quarter pound size because it is a high-end premium product. And it's a dark chocolate with a little hint of pistachio and a hint of sea salt. And so yes, the quarter pound size is really the best gift, if you will, as far as for sales calls or employee appreciation or favors for events and things like that. That, of course, if you want to spend more money, you can do the half a pound and the 1 pound. I would never say no to that. But I just like to give people the options of saying, hey, I'm from the hospitality industry. I know what sales calls are like, and I know what events are like. Your price point is usually between $6 to $8 per person. And so I created that quarter pound size to fit that model for B2B sales, employee appreciation, and things like that. The half a pound and 1 pound are more so for gifts, if you will, and buy multiples of them for gifts for your larger clients and existing clients and things like that.
Well, what a great way to be able to kind of leave a nice leave behind, definitely something a little bit unique for sure, and to know that a portion of the profits, sounds like about 60% or so, is going to go to local charities. So what a great way to be able to help out those in our own backyard.
Yes, sir. So recently I had actually 2 folks, a realtor with Coldwell Banker and a new business opening up, a new doggy daycare, and yeah, I guess you would say doggy daycare and boarding community. Both of them are using my smaller boxes and half a pound boxes to, actually the Coldwell Banker is using the 1 pound boxes to go out and leave gifts for their clients, and the K9 place is going to use it for sales calls. And then as far as the charity, again, we have the AIDS Foundation and the Barrio Dogs. And in the future, our plan is to have people be able to go onto our website, shop, and choose the charity from a list of charities that we've added onto our list of charities, if you will. So they don't just so they can feel like, hey, I have a little more say in where my money's going, if you will. But obviously, as a startup, we keep things very limited. And they're 2 amazing organizations anyway.
Is there anywhere that people can, what is the website, Jeffrey?
Oh, absolutely. You mean you want to know that, right? That's important.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, it's www.jelvinscandyshop.org, and that is with 2 P's and an E. It's the old school way of spelling shop.
I like that. It's fancy.
And of course, what we ask is, I'm very fancy. You know me, Sherman. What's super important for me too is we understand that not everybody's always going to be immediately ready to shop. I've been in sales for a long time. We want to build relationships and long-term customers. So what helps us too in building brand awareness is following our Facebook and our Instagram pages. So Instagram, and both of them are at Jelvin's Candy. So I left the shop out to make it easier for folks. So it's just at Jelvin's Candy, and you can find our Facebook page and our Instagram. And as you can see on my background, Jelvin's Jelvins.
Great, wonderful. Well, and so do we have time to talk a little bit about Magnificent?
If you do, I'm happy to talk.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about that? Because I think there's something unique here, Jeffrey. You can kind of let people know that you're already promoting it, but yet the building is not here physically. So let's talk a little about that.
Yep, so, well, one of our buildings is actually physically here. It's a conversion, which is exciting. The senior living community with Magnificent Development, it's called Vibrant Senior Living. We're going to plan on building a brand and building multiple senior living communities in the greater Houston area because there's a large need for that. And again, it's called Vibrant Senior Living, and our first project is the old Apex Hospital in Katy on Kingsland, and we're converting that property into about a 90-ish unit senior living community, and it's literally under construction right now. And our goal is to have it open by spring of 2021, fingers crossed. We also do have a multifamily property that we put on hold right now, but the ground prep has been done over on Barker Cypress at Morton Road, and that's a 123-unit community with about 22,500 square feet of retail space. We plan on resuming work on that hopefully in the next couple of months. We all know how sometimes things, during this pandemic have put some things on pause, but it's the phase one of what's going to be a pretty beautiful community located at that corner of Morton Road and
Barker Cypress. So that one, Jeffrey, is that aimed at senior living as well, or is that more just multifamily?
That's luxury multifamily.
Okay.
That's what we're doing there. And we're just trying to bring an upper level of community living, if you will, to that area.
I like that.
And we're building brands with that also. But we do have other senior living communities planned, not necessarily specifically in Houston, but just outside of Houston as well.
And so the idea then, do people start booking these kind of in advance? Like, so let's say as you get closer, obviously, to development, will there be an opportunity people can start kind of, hey, want to sell the house, want to downsize, want to be in a smaller space? Can they start doing that, in 2021? Is that kind of the goal?
Well, again, it just depends on when we start. As far as the multifamily, that just depends on when we start up the construction again on those. But of course, there will absolutely be pre-leasing done for that, as well as for our senior living community. We absolutely want to do pre-leasing. We actually are not. I'm not sure when the pre-leasing will start for the senior living, but people start looking sometimes a year to 6 months to a year in advance for things like that. So we definitely will start having our outsourced management companies setting up a pre-leasing trailer, if you will, probably in the next couple of months on the property.
That'll be exciting.
Obviously for the multifamily. And just so you all know too, we have investors for our project because we have land and projects in the pipeline over the next 5 years all around the greater Houston region, and we always are welcoming investors for those projects.
I love it. Now, real quickly, Jeffrey, for those that are watching in video, Quan was able to pull up your website, so I want to come back to Jelvin's Candy Shop and talk a little bit about it, and Juan's going to just click around there on the website and show people what they can expect when they go onto the website at jelvinscandyshop.org.
Yes, sir. So you see that beautiful picture. This brand is all about positivity and color and fun. It's candy, and that's what it should be. So you'll see right there as you scrolled over, those are the 4 candies that we have from the left to the right. That's our 5 North Premium Dark Chocolate product. Then we have the M&Ms, then the gummy bears, and the jelly beans. And holiday season is coming up, remember, so if you've got clients and family and friends that love candy, it's a perfect gift. And our mission, again, I love my mission. It's to help those in need by providing a product, service, and culture of love, peace, and charity through candy. And again, it's the AIDS Foundation of Houston and Barrio Dogs that are our 2 main charities. And lastly, I'm glad you're scrolling through this. We are an NGLCC certified LGBT BE business, and everyone's like, well, that's a mouthful. Basically, what that means is we're a certified LGBT-owned business. It's a minority-owned certification that we hope will help people recognize that we are minority-owned, and it will hopefully help us with companies that have a mission to work with minority-owned businesses.
I love that. Thank you, Juan, for finding that and being able to give our viewers the opportunity to see that. And what a great way, I was going to call you Jelvin, Jeffrey, that people can go to the...
Well, let me tell you really quick, you know where Jelvin's comes from? It's a combination of my name and my husband's name. So he's Kelvin, I'm Jeffrey, and ever since we got together many years ago, we've been together for over 18 years, people started calling us Jelvin, and that's where the company name came from.
So me making the faux pas of Jelvin's, you've heard that being called that before.
Absolutely, it's not an insult, it's all good.
Well, wonderful. I want to encourage people to go check out that website. I know a lot of people, especially as we come down here to October, November, December, think about giving out gifts. Think of something that's a little bit more unique than your typical edible arrangements, which, by the way, everybody eats everything and leaves the cantaloupe, right? Nobody touches the cantaloupe for some reason. And what a treat.
I eat the cantaloupe, I'll be honest, because I love cantaloupe. But all that being said, why not purchase a gift for somebody from a company that has a mission of giving back to the community? And it's a massive mission. So my hashtag that I like to use all the time is #PurchaseWithPurpose.
Well, wonderful. Jeffrey, thanks again for coming on the show. Thank you for all your work here. Final thoughts, because you're a very active member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. You're a dual member as well. Why did you choose the Houston West Chamber of Commerce as a place to be so active?
When I joined originally, I joined because of the projects that Magnificent had, and then I added Jelvin's on because I saw the immense amount of impact that the Houston West Chamber has on small business. And a large and small business, and how active they are, and what they do to help companies gain brand recognition, and which in turn helps you grow revenues. And the team that leads the Houston West Chamber, and everyone that works there, is just amazing. They're there to help you and guide you and make sure that you make the connections that you need. But the most important thing about the chamber memberships is you get out of it what you put into it. So you can't just sign up and give them your money. I'm sure they love that. But if you really want to be, you want to get something out of it, be active. Be a part of that community because they're an amazing organization.
Well, wonderful, Jeffrey. Thanks again for coming on the show, sharing your thoughts. Jelvin's Candy Shop, Purchase with a Purpose. I love that. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, everybody, and then we'll come back with Anna Guzman.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Excellent work. All right, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Thanks for listening here. All right, buddy. Will, good to see you. Robert, Hiroki, Belinda, good to see you. Santos Bambi. Susan, what's up? You know this studio. Let's see. I can't scroll through. Bradley, one day I'm going to drive to H-Town and be your Yeah, absolutely. Bradley, you come in anytime, buddy. Come in anytime. Would love to have you. Hope you're recovering well, by the way, after that fall through the ceiling. That was pretty nasty. So I'm going to come over here, guys, so that way you can see the video. You can see Juan making the magic happen. Let's give you a different angle here for the Guests in the West show, so that way you guys can hear what's going on and see the person. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do it this way, and I'll turn that big TV on.
Sorry, I didn't put that on?
No.
I didn't put the TV on, I'm sorry.
No worries. Hey, so let's do first. I want to come back with the commercial. I want to talk about the 60-second commercial. Okay. And then I'll go with Anna.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to reach Anna actually, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
And you just point at me when she's on. And I'll just talk all about Now Media.
Okay, great. And I will get you a nice skyline of Houston.
Okay.
So we'll come back to that if you want.
That sounds great.
I'll tell you, yeah. I'll tell you when I have it.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Pamela O'Brien. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Give you a little different angle here.
When asked about our design style, we believe our style is your style at its best, while respecting your budget, your preferences, and your
There we go, everybody. Thanks for zooming in. Thanks for listening. Facebook Live.
Gonna do something different here. Make magic happen.
Exceptional designs is a privilege, and we want to make it a pleasure for all involved. From updating your existing home or office for a fresh new look to creating a custom project from the ground up, everything we do is designed for you.
Okay, we got a minute and a half.
Okay, we got time.
The right tax team is key to any successful business. At America's Tax Firm, our goal is to help individuals and businesses of all sizes
Here's Trust Federal Credit
tax
Union.
strategies that yield profitability,
And Guzman.
sustainability, and growth. At America's Tax Firm, we have a team of experienced tax consultants and advisors that can help your company optimize business strategies to minimize taxes and reduce liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, or choosing the right legal structure for your business, to resolving complex tax issues with the IRS. America's Tax Firm is your turnkey solution. Take a strong and decisive step and let America's Tax Firm be part of your success.
And then Gerard Charles.
Okay, 30 seconds, Sherman. And Gerald, Charles, whatever, there are many.
Too many.
Skype, Tracy.
COVID-19 transformed.
Okay, stop by, Sherman.
It's now more than ever. Fast lead generation and customer retention will determine
I'll email Gerard right now.
the Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone, from startups to multinational companies, and is already being
I have the visual from Houston. Stand by, Sherman.
Stay open, stay
5 seconds.
Call us today.
Welcome back to Guest in the West show. This is Sherman with Mutual Omaha. Beautiful skyline there of downtown Houston, courtesy of Now Media. And want to be able to remind folks that as you're engaging with NowMediaRadio.com, the website, you'll be able to find various episodes of the Guest in the West show. So if you missed an episode, feel free to go out and watch it. You want to be able to share someone that's been on the show. So, for example, you're a big fan of Jelvin's Candy Shop and you want to share that story with others, feel free to be able to share that from the website. Also, want to be able to, as Juan's pulling up for those that can view this, for those listeners out there, if you go to the NowMediaRadio.com website, you'll be able to listen to it in audio and also view it in the video format. But then also, if you scroll down a little bit further, you'll be able to see the various other creators and content that's available here on the Now Media Radio. And so there's some great things being shared. Recently, a local BNI group was featured on Fox 26, and that's very exciting as they're promoting local businesses and entrepreneurs, people in business development. So we're excited about that. You can see all the great episodes of Guests in the West. And so the funny thing that, Quan, as you pulled that up, it made me laugh just because there's a variety of different locations, right? We've done it via Skype from my office, Skype from my house. We've done it here in the studio. And so, again, if you want to be a guest in the Guest in the West show, you want to get a hold of Monica at the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, marketing at hwcoc.org. She'll be able to give you all the details and line you up. We like to be able to share your story. What are you excited about? What's going on? How are you surviving COVID-19? And then, if you're a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, why do you choose HWCOC as your chamber of choice here in this great city of Houston? Also, want to be able to just recognize the Now Media Radio, who's opened up their studio, opened up the distribution channel, and allowed us to be able to be a major part of their content. And so one of the things that I would encourage people, one of the things that Juan often tells me about is the massive success they're having with what he calls the video business card. And so what it is, it's an opportunity for you to be able to share your story in about 60 seconds or so. And it's a link that you can then text to people, as people are definitely, I think the open rate's like 98% or something crazy high when people, you send them a text message. And then that link then can just instantly go to video and it'll be able to share your story. And what a great way to be able to do it. Now, one of the things that if you don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, guess what? The team here at Now Media Radio has a bunch of paid actors or people that were previously on television, absolute professionals, and so they'll be able to share their story on your behalf. And so what a great way to be able to make sure that it's a polished product and that you can be able to share with folks. Because for those of you that have old business cards like I do, these things are a thing of the past. They basically get thrown away. If they get held onto, they don't get looked at ever again. The Rolodex doesn't exist anymore. I saw old school people had a 3-ring binder and put them in little plastic sheaths. But now in a world where there's social distancing, this becomes completely obsolete. And so instead of dropping $250, $500, whatever that dollar amount is on your business cards that are professionally done or professionally designed, come get something that's actually going to have some value and content. Also, the other thing that the 60-second business card can also then be posted on your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter. And that way you can be able to share that story in multiple mediums. And what a wonderful way to be able to do it, because it is 2020. This is basically 1985, the old paper business card. So as you look at doing something where you can be able to share your story, the Houston West Chamber of Commerce is here for you. Juan recently brought it up here on the feed, hwcoc.org. You can see right there's a Guest in the West link. It brings you right over to the episodes that we have of the Guest in the West show. And then one of the unique things that the Chamber has recently created was a quick video that basically talked about why you want to be a member. And so as Juan's scrolling through there, you can see why you'd want to be a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce as they're promoting businesses. Their tagline truly is, in business, for business. And what they mean by that is they want to have events, they want to have opportunity for you to be able to promote your business and drive sales. And so some of that might be people in the chamber. The other people might be that these are outgoing individuals that decided to join the chamber, and you can connect with them and they'll connect you with someone else. And so what a great way for you to be able to promote your business in a way that's extremely meaningful and local. As you look at some of I think there's about 50 different chambers of commerce within the Houston area. This one by far is what I call the best. Now, the Greater Houston Partnership would argue that, and I say that their focus is more so promoting tourism, people coming here as a great place to work, live, and play, but not as much for the individual to be able to promote their business as much as the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. And so, and I can say that because I'm members of both, and I go to the various events. We're very excited, everybody, about the lens that we have. Trying to get a hold of folks via Skype. So one of the things that we would encourage you, if you decide to be a guest, and this is good advice as well, just for Zoom advice, is that you want to be able to make sure that your video is on, because that helps bring more validity to your voice. And number two is you do not want to be behind a window. That is horrible lighting, okay? Because what it does is it brings out the lighting of the window behind you, and you get darkened. And then when you move, the lighting, the camera's trying to adjust, and so sometimes you come into focus, and then you go immediately right out. I would say the same thing for Zoom. Anybody that uses your video and the windows behind you, you are an amateur, okay? This is 2020. Figure out a better setup. And it doesn't matter if you're in your garage, but to get that window out from behind you, it is not helpful. The other thing is you have Skype. So make sure that you know what your Skype email address is so we can get you a LinkedIn here. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, everybody, and come back hopefully with Gerard and Anna.
Could you call Gerard? There are multiple Gerard Skype accounts for
Too
this
many.
guy.
Okay, hold on, let's see what we got.
Because Ana Guzman is not picking up either.
Anna says she's online.
More than 30
Well-
years of
Do you have her at aguzman@unbanking.org?
Yeah.
hundreds of companies for any printed material.
He's not responding.
They believe in listening to you, bringing you
Um,
creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials can talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713.
Okay, here it is, Gerard. It's Gerard. Do you want his email address?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just forward it to you. Juan.
Okay.
There we go.
Hello, I'm Pamela O'Brien, owner and principal designer at Pamela Hope Designs. We're an award-winning full-service interior design firm located in Houston, Texas, with clients nationwide. We specialize in medium-high to high-end residential and commercial design projects that inspire confidence in you. When asked about our design style, we believe our style is your style at its best, while respecting your budget, your preferences, and your lifestyle. Our talented team of designers, artists, and craftsmen collaborates with you to create positive design experiences with exquisite results. Unveiling exceptional designs is a privilege, and we want to make it a pleasure for all involved. From updating your existing home or office for a fresh new look to creating a custom project from the ground up, everything we do is designed for you.
That's not his Skype number. The Gerard G Trust International is not his Skype number.
America's tax firm are
Jeez, man, these people.
businesses of all sizes with accounting solutions and tax strategies that yield profitability, sustainability, and growth. At America's
Do you have a Skype username? Is that the other thing?
Yeah, that's not his Skype user.
that can help your company optimize business strategies to minimize taxes and reduce liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, or choosing the right legal structure for your business, to resolving complex tax issues with the IRS, America's Tax Firm is your turnkey solution. Take a strong and decisive step and
We're
let
trying to
America's
connect
Tax
to this guy,
Firm be part of
and
your
for some
success.
reason we're not going through. We're trying to look you up at aguzman@banking.org, and it's not working. Okay, all right. Can you give me a call? Can you give me the one you can call? Let me give you our Skype address, okay?
COVID-19.
J like Jason, D like Dave, G like Gerald, T like Tango, at iCloud.com. JDGT at iCloud.com. So if you call me, I will be able to answer. Okay?
Our nation is being seriously affected, not only emotionally, but also clinically. Parents or guardians dealing with a teenager in crisis that require transport to an appropriate treatment facility makes that decision even more difficult. My Armor Services Transport is here to help. Their agents are personal protection officers and private investigators, state certified and trained to accommodate firm boundaries and de-escalation, all while recognizing your loved one's sense of individuality and dignity. Most times your loved one will not respond favorably.
I told Gerard to just call you, Juan.
Okay, hold on.
I told him. Welcome back to Guest in the West show. It's Sherman, everybody, with Mutual of Omaha. Excited. Thanks again for listening in. Having a little technical difficulties trying to get a hold of people via Skype. I will say that a lot of times people forget what the email was that they used to be able to set up their Skypes. And so we'll be able to navigate through a little bit of technology here as we go through this. Appreciate your patience. But I'm excited to be able to just share, for those of you who are familiar with Andy Guzman over at People's State Federal Credit Union. And also Gerard Charles. He was our kind of a Member of the Year for 2019 in the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So I was very excited to be able to have him there and be able to, as he's a very active member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So he's had shifted away from PF Chang's, has moved over to a new career. So excited to be able to share as he got out of the food business and hospitality, and now shifted over. So it'll be very exciting for him to be able to share his story with you guys. And so very excited to be able to have this opportunity to be able to share various members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce with you and their stories. And that's one of the great things that we're able to do here is have you come on via Skype. Hopefully internet's working well on your end as well. We can get you in, or you can come down to the studio. And just so you know, when you come in, there'll be a temperature gauge. Make sure that you're clear, ready to come in. If you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, you're more than welcome to. They sanitize all the various surfaces and have you sit down here right now in what I call a hot seat, and we'll be able to share your story in a way that's meaningful and impactful. And the beauty is that the Now Media team isn't monopolizing the content. They'll allow you to have it as well. And at the same time, you can see previous episodes on Guest in the West at the nowmediaradio.com website, and we'll be able to do that. So one of the things that I want to put out there, folks, for those of you that are struggling right now with being able to have your name, I'd say one of the biggest things for people as I reach out to them and talk with them from a business development perspective, from a growth perspective, is first get a hold of everybody in your cell phone. Call every single person in your cell phone. Ask how they're doing, right? Nobody knows that you care until you show them that you care. Whether that's via text message, phone call, reach out to people. Then, so that's part of the question. How are you doing? Want to know how you're doing during these times. And actually listen, actually care. Number two, after that, what you want to be able to just let them know is, hey, I'm still open. I'm still in the business, right? So if I'm Jeffrey from Jelvin's Candy Shop, I would call everybody in my phone. Hey, how are you doing? Don't know if you heard, I recently opened up my nonprofit, Purchase with a Purpose, Jelvin's Candy Shop. Here is the link. I'm going to text it to you. And so I've emailed out to everybody in the contact. So for a lot of people, that's 100 to 2,000 people in their cell phone immediately. Number two, become a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Reach out to Corina, Corina at hwcoc.org. Corina will be able to help you understand all the benefits of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, if you're like, hey, I want to hear it, what we do is the Houston West Chamber of Commerce has an orientation every first Wednesday of the month. You just missed it last week. And they share with you all the various committees, the events, all the things that are happening, not only virtually, and then the plans to hopefully in the future be able to do these face-to-face. And so a lot of excitement going on there in order to be able to make sure that you can have your voice being heard. And again, the organization exists. They're in business for business, and that is their entire mantra. That's exactly what all those wonderful employees breathe and believe in there. So it's very, very exciting to be able to see that happen. But the next thing that I would say for a lot of people is, the next thing is to look at, as you get involved with the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, the next thing you want to be able to do then is have a look at what you can be doing with your current prospects, current clients. Let them know that you're in business, that you're still there, right? If I'm getting text messages from Jimmy John's and Taco Bell and Cinemark and AMC, all these places that we patron, the Marriott, the Hilton, that they're still open, that they've adjusted things, that they're safe, that this is the things that they're doing, then you and I need to be doing the exact same thing. Whether that's on a smaller level or on a large scale, right? So that's whether it's an email blast, it's a postcard, it's phone calls, it's a way to be able to reach out to people and let them know that you are here and you are relevant. The last thing that I would say for a lot of folks is that they're still doing marketing like it's 1985. And the reason why I'm stuck in 1985 is just because I was thinking of Back to the Future earlier on this morning. But it's 2020. And so think about the things that you're doing. I know somebody had actually asked me, they're like, sure, what are those business cards? They're old, and they're dated, and they are useless almost. So what I'd focus on is what you're doing and sharing your story. Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Get out there. Do you have a YouTube channel, right? Are you sharing the various things that you're doing and that you can provide value to? And that's really where it becomes extremely more significant. As you're doing those different things out there, you're going to start gaining traction. Now, somebody's going to say to me, Sherman, well, how many sales are you making on Instagram? That's not the function. The function is marketing. The function is being able to get out there. How many sales have you made through your business card? And for most people, absolutely none, right? Now, you might have given it to someone that followed up with a phone call, and the exact same thing works there, is that there's constant follow-up. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to check in with the team, see if technically we're able to get in with Gerard and Anna. If not, we'll have to push them off to another week. But really appreciate you listening in, everybody. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come right back. No.
Okay, no, most people, the Gerard doesn't have a Skype installed. I can clearly hear the phone call. He's, you know, I'll go and answer this. It's like, come on, man, I'm not your IT. You know, you can.
It's a green phone. It's a green phone.
Okay, so at this point, what I can do is I can bring Mike already arrived.
Yeah.
You guys can chat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Yes.
You got my yes.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll call them up. If your guests don't know how to use Skype, we should be okay. Because these people don't know how to use Skype.
He just set it up. This guy, my guy, just set it up.
Okay, don't worry.
That'll work.
We'll do something. Okay, so you guys have 12 minutes to bullshit. Let's talk about, keep.
Well, I want to talk about your show.
Yeah, let's talk about your show. What's the deal? All that. Okay.
My God, dude, I didn't think freaking Scott was gonna shut up yesterday morning.
That was awesome. I'm glad he stepped in on you, Jim, though.
Okay.
We were just screwing around in the background. Me and Sarah.
We're going live in 1 minute.
Sarah's like texting me.
After this commercial, I'm going with you guys.
That was awesome. You gotta love it. I love people. They're crazy. That was,
YouTube was gonna show us whole freaking PowerPoint.
yeah, he was. I don't know how the math worked on that, but that was pretty spectacular. $50 commission, and all of a sudden I'm getting like $5,000 bonuses.
No, I know what he's talking about. I'm like going, oh my God.
That's supposed to be a Chinese man.
Uh-oh.
20 seconds. Standing by, guys.
Michael's very good at
They're moving. We're gonna break it on.
Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-98.
So turn the buzzer off.
Let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
Is this one of these days?
Yes, this is just what's gonna happen today.
Okay, I'm gonna put another commercial real quick.
I can sit here and hold it.
It unscrewed.
It's like a yes.
All right, everybody, here we go. Kari, Mike, Ed, good to see you. Hey, Uncle
Oh,
Ed.
you got it that way? Oh, see, that's even funnier. So we can see all this shit going on behind
Yeah,
the street.
behind the scenes is the best, man. This is the way to do it.
I know. I want to do that with mine.
Yeah, you should actually.
Oh, it's just it's raw, man. It's just this. People always like
raw,
they always
and
get
it's-
like.
And it's all the funny shit that's going on.
Yeah, it's just so funny. It's just.
All right, you're good.
I'm good. Can you touch it?
No, you're good. You're good.
I just want
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Stop breaking the equipment, Mike. All right, Sherman, welcome back. Mutual of Omaha, Guest in the West show. Technical issues here, everybody. So we ran an audible. Michael Rager here, bringing you on Mike, why don't you introduce yourself to the people that might know who you are here on the Guest
Yes,
West?
yeah, my name is Mike Ranger. I own a business coaching firm called Teach Your Business to Fish. The only reason I'm here is because I got this show right after you, and it's because you brought me on this show, and they made me do it, and I was like, all this stuff, and now we got this mess going on. We're gonna do our best to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate you coming in, getting in the hot seat real quick. So why don't you describe people the show that you're running then on Wednesdays from 12 to 1?
Sure. What is Teach Your Business to Fish? I'm taking my passions. Okay, my passions are fishing and business, and I'm combining the two. So what we do is every week we have a topic on what we want to talk about. We bring in local business owners to talk about that topic and how it has helped their businesses. Like for example, my guy coming on today is my friend Steve Soule. When I met Steve was a fishing guide, a fly fishing guide out of Galveston. I didn't know. I've known the guy for 12 years, and I didn't know he owns one of the largest. He does this ceramic coat stuff for like really badass vehicles and really high-end stuff. And I didn't even know it. I knew the guy for years. I just knew he was a fishing guy. And so he's going to come on and we're going to talk about that. But today we're going to talk about indicators, what we're looking at, how we figure out, in the fishing world, how do we know our clients are where they are, where the fish we want to fish, where they are, how do we look at business, key performance indicators, all those things so we can make sure we understand what's going on in business. So we're gonna take that and just throw the twist into everything that's, about business and fishing.
Oh, wonderful. And I love that, where you took your passion of one and you brought it to the other, and now it lives in your business.
Yeah, the goal is to make it live, and the goal is to make all you people out there pay for me to go on really high expensive fishing trips and teach you about business. My little guy's out there, my 9-year-old, he's 9 years old, he's out there with me, and one of the passions I wanted to put together was how he and I could go on fishing trips, and he'd get to meet strong business people.
Yeah.
I was a cop. When I was young, my dad was a cop, and I would meet lawyers and judges and stuff like that, and I'd get terrified of these people. And until we went out and we took them fishing on the boat, and I figured out they couldn't do that crap and I could, and they were totally incompetent in that world. So it just gave me that leg out. So I want to put him there so we can understand and what people are people.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there, so we don't get intimidated.
Yeah, well, what a wonderful way to kind of bring that analogy to kind of full circle, that you're able to recognize the value of how you're able to fish, and the bait you're using, the technology you're using, and how that applies then to the business world.
Yeah, it is. We put together an engagement pod with some people today, and we had our first meeting. My friend Jason Lee got on. He started talking, me and you, we talked a little bit on some stuff about LinkedIn, and he went into crap that I've never even seen in LinkedIn, and I'm like, oh God, no wonder why I can't get a client here. It's like, wow, I'm really totally incompetent at this stuff, and trying to figure it out. So, but it's great to do that, and that's what it's about. It's you and I run another thing together on Tuesday mornings, and we talk about LinkedIn, and we talk about sharing, and we talk about all this stuff. And there's me, and that freaked me out because I just saw me in a blue and white shirt on the screen. What the heck? This is what happens with Juan when he does this crap.
Yeah. He likes to see your reaction.
Yeah, exactly. He's done it before, and there's times when we've told him he's number one on the show and stuff like that. Doing all the good stuff. But it's seeing that LinkedIn is a form of bait, like you said. It's how do we put the bait out on LinkedIn? It's way different putting bait out on LinkedIn than it is putting it on Facebook, and it's way different on Instagram. And we need to know that, but also who are we trying to catch? That's a big thing. I think a couple weeks ago I did a show, and that's what we talked about. We said, going out, what do you want to catch? You want to catch that one marlin that's going to win you the $100,000 tournament, or you want to catch 10 and just have a good time? Well, those are two totally different things, and you need to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And when you're in your business, you've got to be looking for that as well. Exactly what you're trying to find. I got a new guy that I'm talking to right now about coming on as a client, and most of his clients build $2 million up houses. He's doing things way different than my guy that is doing germ wrap and spraying houses for $150.
Yes.
Way different. You just need to understand it.
Yeah, and so for you in taking your clients, or you take people out on the boat and you teach them these analogies while you're out there.
The smart ones, yeah. Wow, we got a commercial now. This is getting better. The smart ones come we go out, we go in there, and it's really experiential learning, you know, because things happen, and when things happen, it provides teaching moments. And you know, I've taught in classrooms and I've taught in seminars. I taught when I was in college, and I can tell you that the people that I taught at those times remember what they learned on the boat than what they did in the classroom. You know, I can't go back and go, hey, sure, remember that time we were sitting in the classroom and no, hey, but remember the time this white marlin followed up this blue marlin, or followed up this yellowfin tuna. We were able to go ahead and we pitch and fade out. It jumped, almost jumped in the freaking boat, and everybody was freaking out. People remember that.
Yes.
You know, and so it's way easier to put that stuff together and put it in perspective and give them a lasting memory.
Oh, what a great way. I'm glad that you're sharing a lot of these thoughts and tactics and strategies in here on the show every Wednesday from 12 p.m. Is it called, Teacher?
Business to Fish, yeah. We were calling it Fishing for Business with Michael Rager, but the other guy on the other side of the window couldn't get that right when he set up everything, and so this is how we ended up this way. As he's like, yeah, I know. So
well, it's perfect that way because it keeps the same flow, right?
It does. It keeps the brand. It keeps everything going the same. I'm actually meeting with a friend of mine, Mark LaCour, next week. We're going to actually talk about. Actually, we'll meet tomorrow, and we're going to talk about. He's a big podcaster, so he does a lot of the stuff. And so, you know, love to share with you some of the stuff he's going to teach me. Is, you know, how do we not just take what we're doing here at Now Media? How do we move it to other places? How do we do it? Because I know you're really building your brand, and you know, we're seeing a lot more of you around, and this is like the first time I've seen you without a shirt and tie on in forever.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty crazy. Yeah. For those of you that are watching in video, below the waist, I'm wearing shorts, so this is kind of great. Flip flops, so this is totally casual. Usually, I like to wear a tie and three-piece suit.
I do it all the time. It's really great when I can see your naked knees. And Nancy comes and yells at me. He's like, dude, it looks like you got no pants on.
All right, everybody. Well, really appreciate Michael coming on. Teach Your Business to Fish. TeachYourBusinessToFish.com as well. If you want to be able to check out what they're doing, you want to go and catch a marlin. Hire this guy, learn some business, and have a great time doing it. So appreciate you coming on the show. We're going to take a last commercial break. Everybody, thanks again for tuning in. We're out. All right, you got the hot seat.
I get it now, huh?
Now. Thanks for filling in there.
No, so did you just get a bracket, or is there a bracket that just goes into your normal thing?
Yeah. So it's actually designed. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, I need to do that.
Appreciate you.
I've got the tripod. I got to give me one of those.